And I'm explaining why it doesn't work right now based on 6-year arbitration. And, already it hasn't worked for players. I mean, how did free agency work for Kendrys Morales and Steven Drew a few years ago when they were both coming off really good years and couldn't get decent contracts because they had compensation picks attached to them, but also because of their age, because they were hitting free agency at a particular time in their career. Um, you know, and that's the thing. I mean, Drew might have signed an extension at some point. I know he debuted it in I think like 2010 or whatever, but look, it's neither here or there. What I'm saying is, I would just like to see a little more complexity in the conversation. I would like to see people not um, reacting so virulently to someone simply arguing that dubious contracts are dubious contracts, and they don't suddenly become something to celebrate or something to root for, as if someone simply pointing out that JD Martinez probably isn't worth a 6-year deal makes them the guy in the factory screaming from I mean, it's ridiculous, from the boss's nest or whatever, it's talking in the microphone, talking about suppressing salaries. I mean, we're talking about systematic problems here. Let's not, I mean, it's pure folly to me. It's intellectual folly to me that I'm going to sit there and say the Jacoby Ellsbury contract is good because Jacoby Ellsbury got paid, and that is good because it's fine. Great, good for Jacoby Ellsbury for getting paid, but like the idea that like as a fan you're supposed to root for $100 million contracts for guys you might not necessarily think intellectually are worth it. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, someone maybe can enlighten me in the comments section, or if you want to reply on Twitter, but that I just don't understand. I could get into the whole weird element of like how I won't even go. I actually won't even go into how I feel about some political things going on. It's just weird. It's a fucking weird time. You're seeing a lot of weird shit out there, and there's a lot of really good writers out there. But man, I just feel like, I think people don't realize sometimes that when they make those kinds of arguments, you don't necessarily sound like an advocate for labor. You sound like a shill for agents, and I think a lot of people don't even really understand how agent-client relationships really work and what agents kind of do. and everything like that, and that's like kind of a whole other conversation. Maybe I'll get into another point, but thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and feel free to comment.